So I've been carnivore for 14 days now, properly. So I cut out, before, whenever I was trialing carnivore, I was still including some plant foods, just really small amounts, things like olive oil and pepper. But this time I've cut it out. At the couple of days at the start I did include them, but then I cut them right out, and I've really noticed the benefits of it. There's still some negatives as well, so we'll go into those at the end. So I have a list here. I'll be reading off a screen for a bit of this, just because there's so many things that I didn't want to miss anything. So one of the most obvious things is it's basically an immediate fix, is that there's no digestive issues, bloating or pain. So you eat and feel full, and that's it. Nothing, no problems. I did experience some constipation during the process, some diarrhea during the process, but most of that's basically gone within the first 10 days or so. I think was the worst. After about 4 to 8 days, I found were the worst for me. After those, I had quite a lot of clarity, so my sort of emotional state was quite clear and calm. This was still up and down, and I'll get into that in the negatives, but yeah, my emotional state was definitely a lot better, a lot calmer. My thoughts are sort of a lot of space around my thoughts. I'm more relaxed. I can sort of, become mindful of things, and the mood improvements are definitely noticeable. After about 8 days for me, I noticed that the most. It does, weirdly enough, it gets really good at about the 3rd day, and then for me it was terrible for about the 4th to the 8th day, and then things really started looking up. Also, things like confidence, depression, anxiety, all those type emotional things, definitely better. There are times where I completely have no anxiety whatsoever. I just don't care. It's a really good feeling. Depression is less. I still get days where I'm more irritable and stuff, and there are some slight depression there, but it's only been a couple of weeks, so I'm thinking that may disappear. In terms of the skin, that's definitely noticeable. My eczema flare-ups on my face, it's less than it's ever been. I did eat some dairy at one point, a couple of points actually recently, and it didn't affect my skin like it would normally, so something's getting better. Maybe the gut's healing or something like that, but the skin is excellent, and it sort of has this glow to it, and I don't seem to burn in the sun anymore. I mean, it seems to go this darker color. I get a tan from it, and the tan lasts a longer time, but I can just seem to just be out in the sun for ages and there's no problem, and it just kind of feels nice, and I get a tan, and the tan lasts for a fair few days after it, and I do feel way more comfortable in the sun as well, than I would, not being on the carnivore diet. And I weirdly is that I don't seem to need deodorant. I do still wear it, but I think I stunk a little bit today. I could smell it under my arms after the gym, but I did eat some dairy yesterday and the day before, but before that, there's just no issue with body odor, which is interesting. I never expected that at all. Also, teeth. I had a lot of troubles with my teeth throughout my life. They're strong. They're whiter. There's no pain when I brush them and floss them. There's no blood, and they feel stronger. They feel like they can take the brushing and the flossing and that. So that's definitely a clear difference. I'm definitely more relaxed in my body. I have a lot of heart reactions when I get a histamine reaction, but that's less because I'm obviously not getting as many histamine reactions. Also, foods, I can tell when something affects me immediately. Just every little thing that I eat, I can tell how it affects me and what it was and everything, and because I'm basically just eating beef. If I eat anything outside of that chicken, if I even have some spices or something, straight away I can just tell how it's affecting me and what it was that affected me. It's definitely cheaper, I think, than eating carbs. Carbs are so addictive that I would keep buying them and wanting more, and fruit and vegetables don't fill you up, so you got to buy so many of them. but with meat it just fills you up, and it's quite cheap. I just get the beef roasts a lot of the time, which is about $12 a kilo or so, and I'm eating maybe 2 kilos max a day, or 1 to 2 kilos a day. After about a week, 8 days, I had 0 carb cravings. They did come back when I ate some dairy, so I'm definitely going to get rid of the dairy again because I hate those cravings. This was up and down, but there are times where I completely don't feel like any carbs whatsoever, and it's an amazing, freeing experience. Easy to fast, OMADs are nothing, you just in ketosis all the time, there's no cravings, you just kind of feel like you should eat, so you eat, but there's no strong cravings, and I can just fast, do OMAD very easily. Also, I don't feel like I need to brush my teeth. I forgot to say that before. I sort of don't get any of the what is it called, the plaque on the teeth or anything, and they just feel constantly clean and strong. I do brush my teeth. Obviously, I don't want bad breath, but I feel like I don't really need to. After the transition of about 8 days, I did notice my energy got really good for a little while. I had this constant, amazing high levels of energy and good mood, and I just could do anything I wanted all day, and I just never ran out of energy. That was amazing, but that did eventually start going up and down again, but I'll talk about that in the negatives a bit later. Less bowel movement, so there was some constipation, but sometimes I think it was just not needing to go to the toilet as much. Definitely less of them, so that's definitely better, not having to be on the toilet all the time. One interesting thing I didn't expect was my nails and my hair grow stronger. My nails are definitely stronger, and the hair grows faster. Nails grow faster as well. They look clean and white, the nails, and they're stronger and they grow fast. Something I didn't really expect that would happen. So now to the negatives. The transition for me was absolutely fucking terrible. So from about day 4 to day 8, it was awful. The emotions, the ups and downs, the energy, just zero energy, couldn't barely walk around. Very irritable, and got depressed and brain fog and everything like that. It was just all up and down. It was really, really hard for me. Another negative is that I can't seem to get away with even a single plant food. Like a bit of pepper or olive oil smashes me. I get reactions, and I get brain fog and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's pretty frustrating to not be able to have anything at all. That makes social situations harder. So, yeah, I mean, that's another negative, that in a social situation it's harder to eat. It's more awkward. But I mean, of course, it's way worth it with all these benefits. Sometimes I get sick of beef, so I have chicken. But yeah, I don't even really like chicken heaps, but I have it when I'm sick of beef. Running out of ways to cook it, running out of beef to try. I do get sick of it. I mean, it is satisfying, and I make sure I'm really hungry when I eat it, and I do enjoy it, but there are times where I just can't even put it in my mouth because I'm just so sick of it. Also, yeah, I'm still currently getting energy and mood issues. They are on an upwards trend, so it's sort of up and down, but it is getting better every day. I hope after, it seems to be the common thing is about 3 to 4 weeks, which is when everything settles down fully. But at this point, I was only going to go 14 days, and I was going to start introducing plant foods. But at this point, because it seems to be working so well, I'm going to keep going indefinitely at this point. I'll try for 30 days. I wouldn't mind after a few weeks trying some plants, maybe I was thinking of going fruit or even honey. I'll try some sugar first to see how that affects me, some honey and maybe some juice. Just a little bit to see how it goes. Otherwise, I might try just a bit of fruit, some blueberries or something, and see how that goes. But if there's any issues, obviously I'll go back to strict carnivore. So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know how the 14 days went. I'm getting fantastic results this time that I cut out every single plant food, including the spices and the oils. So any of you struggling with this, go strict, go beef, salt, water only, and you definitely should notice some benefits within a couple of weeks. Stick it through the transition period. It can be a nightmare, But you'll start to see, at about 8 days for me, I started to see that things were getting better. It's 14 days now, and I'm seeing, all the time, new things are just getting better and better. Thanks, guys.